Hey there, Lindsay here. I just want to come on and show a few postures that can be done against a wall. So if you want some extra support, here's a few ideas on getting some nice hip stretches, some nice restorative postures that you can do just at home, before bed, or whenever you want throughout the day. So here's a couple examples of some postures you can do against the wall. Okay. So the first one here is a hip stretch. It's a version of pigeon pose against the wall. It's called figure 4. It's really good for, just getting that stretch in the hips, any back pain. So if you do prefer the support of a wall, here's a good option. So just bring yourself against the wall as close as you can, and then just lower yourself all the way down. Bring your feet onto the wall here. And again, bring yourself to a pretty close distance, and you'll adjust as needed for yourself. So legs are bent, feet are on the wall here, and we'll extend this right leg upwards. Now for me, when I cross my legs there, I'm a little bit too close to the wall, so my lower back isn't all the way down. So I do need to kind of adjust my body a little bit. So it'll just depend on you. So you just get to a spot where the feet are comfortably on the wall, they're about 90 degrees, and you can cross that leg and the lower back can still remain on the floor here. So if it's still lifting, you just move back a little bit further. So once you have, this leg cross, so left foot is on the wall for me and pressing into it. I'm gonna flex the right foot here, and I'm gonna press that right leg away here. And I'm just pressing that left foot into the wall as that right knee is reaching away. I can just relax the rest of my body here, spend as much time as I like, maybe commit to at least 5 breaths and then go from there. And then once you've done that, you can uncross that right side and take that left leg. And same thing, this side might be a little tighter, so you might need to adjust your body closer or further away. Just make sure to always flex the foot, feel the knee reach towards the wall, and have a strong foundation of the foot that's on the wall there as well. Good. And just move until you start to feel that in the outer hip there. So when you sort of move towards that greater sensation, pause, breathe, and then maybe move a little bit deeper depending on how long you hold each posture. So this is a really good hip stretch. Again, it's pretty much a pigeon pose done in a supine position. Good. So again, when you're ready, when you've spent the time that you want to, just release here. Next place we're going to come to is Baddha Konasana, so bound angle. So this is where you might need to inch yourself a little bit closer to the wall, okay, almost until maybe your legs or your backside are even touching the wall, and then bringing the soles, the feet together here. And again, we can take our arms out to each side. We can place the hands, on top of the body. Just allow the legs to drop down. And then choose the amount of time. Again, I always think a 5 breath commitment is always good. And then if it still feels, like you want to stay a little bit longer, then, be here for as long as you'd like. Good. So next place is happy baby pose. So just shifting as needed, bringing the feet nice and wide, maybe walking the heels down towards the floor. And again, it'll be different for all of us. So I just sort of really tune into my body to see where my depth is. And when I start to feel, a greater sensation of stretch in the hip area of the body, that's where I start to pause. I take a moment, and then maybe I move a little deeper. Maybe I move the feet down a little bit more. Good. But just kind of knees wide, feet on the floor. And again, wherever those arms are most comfortable for the time being, maybe on the tops of the legs. Good. So spend your 5 breaths here, if not longer. And then we'll come to legs up the wall. So you definitely are going to want yourself to be all the way against that wall. Okay, the backside of your body against the wall. And then we'll start by just putting the feet up the wall here. So legs up the wall, you just sort of really allow the legs to follow to each side. If you feel really unsteady, just move yourself a little bit closer. So you kind of really want to be touching the wall with your backside or the backs of your legs as much as possible. Good. And another thing is when you're doing these postures, if you're on a harder surface, Feel free to place a blanket or something a little more cushioning underneath the body here so it's a little more comfortable. And then with the legs at the wall, you can start to open them up maybe a little bit to more of a straddle. Good. And then just hang out in this spot for a bit. Take those 5 breaths. And then when you're ready to come out, we're going to come into one last option, bridge pose. So we're going to bring our feet once again against the wall. And we're going to press away from the floor so we actually lift away from the floor. So it is on the shoulders and the neck. So again, it's not looking left or right. So you never want to, move when you're in a compression like this on your neck. And if it just feels right away like too much, like breath is constricted or things don't feel good, just bring the back onto the floor a little bit more. You don't have to be into that full place. So maybe more of the back needs to drop down onto the floor. And you're just kind of pressing into the wall here. And then again, whenever you're ready, just drop yourself down, bring those knees in towards the chest. When you want to get up, roll onto one side, press the ground away. And then even, come to a seated position right against the wall here so that you can get that nice tall spine, back of the head against the wall here. And close the eyes. Open up the palms. Tuck the chin in. And take a few deep breaths. It's good to, after any, movement practice at the end, especially if you're moving right back into busyness of your day, is to take a few moments. Take a few breaths. To take it all in. Create symmetry by, having some quiet space. And that just allows you to transition back into your day more smoothly. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully some of these stretches on the wall will come in handy at home. See you next time.